Hello, it's Helen from Journal with Purpose. I've just finished my 6th bullet journal, so I thought I'd share a flip through with you today. So the cover I'm using is a Paisley Navigator cover from Start Bay Notebooks. And inside the dashboard card is from Powder World on Etsy. And I'm using a Rhodia Gold book. In the front I keep my Level 10 Life Next Steps card, and I've got my contents pages, and then one of the things I really like about the Gold book is that you've got the undated calendar in the front. So I started this bullet journal in about the end of September, October last year, so I was able to put my sort of key dates and deadlines in there. And then I carried on using it throughout January and February. I didn't end up using these pages because I already plan everything else out. I've not found something to do with those yet, so I'm looking around for ideas. And this is how my weekly layouts looked with my goals for the week on the card. Daily improvements journal and my daily plans. And the way that I've planned has changed a bit throughout the course of this journal, and that's partly because things were taking me too long, so I have streamlined them a little. This was my setup for October, my calendar and focus page, my gratitude log, and my monthly habit tracker. So everything I was doing was working for me, but I did find that having to spend too long setting it up at the weekend was stopping me from doing other things. So I've tried to really cut it back. So that's my wish list. So how I was working, that this would be my weekly spread where I'd list all of the tasks that I wanted to do in each of the different sections, and my calendar for the week along with water intake, healthy eating and exercise. So my daily improvements journal and highlights of the week. And I've now turned this just into a highlights of the month spread. And this layout, which I absolutely love, and it was inspired by Pen Paper Soul on Instagram. And I really like being able to draw that out on a Sunday because I can put in my tasks and any appointments that I've got for the whole week in advance. My Level 10 life spreads. I've described what Level 10 will look like to me. Some new washi tape that I bought, and I wanted to just remember which shop they came from, so that if I want to reorder them or tag them on Instagram, I can quickly see where they came from. My setup for November. My gratitude and highlights. Again, my habit tracker. And I think it's in January that I've started to really simplify my setup. And there were some podcast notes, my weight loss tracker and recipes that I tried. And this was a printable from Jordan Clark. So I used pretty much the same format for most of those months. It's my December welcome page, calendar and focus, with gratitudes and highlights and the habit tracker. And I then completed a review of 2017. and just kept that same format going. That was some video ideas for YouTube, some pages that I completed for Staedtler, some Skillshare classes that I've saved and want to work through, and those doodles were completed following a Skillshare class. And these were from the Peggy Teen Botanical Line Drawing and Succulents book. There were some simple daily plans because it was the Christmas holidays. And then my setup for 2018. So I wrote about my intentions, things that I'm proud of, my goals for the first quarter, which I'm just about to review and set up for the next quarter, and any obstacles that I could see that might get in my way and how I plan to overcome them. And these tabs I absolutely love were sent to me by Kira at Simply Creative Kira, and their Planner Society tabs. I then set up a vision or mood board for 2018. And then this is my setup for January. And for my highlights page, I've started just printing images off to stick in. My projects dashboard. And there were some podcast notes and some next steps for some projects that I'm working on. And the cards are a mixture between cards from Project Life and also some from Powder World. And this is where I set up for February 2018, which is the last month in this bullet journal. And I tried a different daily layout. This is where it started to kind of dawn on me that I wanted to spend less time setting pages up and more time perhaps planning out some other bigger projects. But this just didn't work for me because I couldn't plan anything out in advance. I could only just work on one day at a time. So I've tried it, but then gone back to my old layout. Master to-do lists, so anything that comes in that's not for that week, or I'm not quite sure when I'm going to do it, but I don't want to forget, I just write it on here. And then on a Sunday when I plan out the next week, I just come and look at the tasks that I've still got outstanding. This is from the Bullet Journal Challenge for self-care. And you'll see this is the only planning that I'm now doing each week. So I've got a few pages left. I wanted to start March in a new bullet journal, but so I'm leaving those there because they're really helpful when I get new pens. I can do pen tests to see how well they work on the paper. And I've got some inserts that I've decorated with Jane Davenport scrapbooking paper. And I keep in here things that people have sent me and that I want to reply to or do something with, perhaps put in another journal. Then I've got a Rodier dot book, and I like having this in here because the paper's very similar to the gold book, so actually not quite as good quality. So if I test pens on here and they're okay, I know they're going to be absolutely great in the gold book. And I try out different layouts, different lettering styles. When I get new pens, try out the colours, do bits of stamping, really anything that I perhaps don't want in the actual bullet journal, but I just want somewhere to be able to practice and jot notes down. And then that's the back of the dashboard. I really hope you've enjoyed seeing through my bullet journal. If you've got any questions at all, please do leave them down below, and I'll be back very soon to share with you my next Plan With Me video and show you how I'm getting on with my new bullet journal. Thank you ever so much for watching.